Hello everyone, it's your friend, your boy, Jet Black, the one and only, here with another exciting live stream. Right now I'm playing Serial M3, so if you guys want to check out the Serial M3 stream, make sure to head on over to the channel where it is currently running. I've been playing for 25 minutes, haven't really been doing much. I've just been like trying to get the team set up. I've been equipping spell gems to different creatures. I'm getting ready for a big boss that I'm hoping to defeat tonight, so wish me luck on that. Today, I got a lot of work done. There are still a few things that I need to do for the project, which I'm going to be presenting tomorrow, but I feel like the amount of work that I have done will be something that it's weird to say the project committee, not really, that my fellow coworkers will be impressed with. So I think tomorrow's presentation will go well. I'll probably also get like a couple milkshakes at Maggie Moo's before my presentation. Also tomorrow is Colin's birthday dinner at Cheddar's, so that's going to be fun. Hopefully everybody will be able to show up and have a good time for that. Me and Beth are going to go to that tomorrow. Focusing back on to today, I'm now on issue number 20 of Invincible. Yo, Kels, welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. How's your day today? Do you have any questions for your boy and any discussion topics that you talk about on the stream? Yo, Bacon Sugar Gamer, welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. How's your day today? Do you have any questions for your boy? Do you have any discussion topics you'd like to talk about on the stream? Let me get the live chat set up. That way I'll be able to see what you guys are saying on my computer screen. Um, let's see. Where was I? Where was I? Oh yeah, I'm on issue number 20 of Invincible, which is a superhero comic that was created by the maker of The Walking Dead. It has 144 issues, but it's a story written by one author, uh, and it has a definitive ending. Like it's not like it got canceled or anything. The author was just like, yeah, and then this is how it ends. And it follows a teenage superhero from the time he gets his powers all the way to like later adulthood. So I'm currently on issue 20 out of, like I said, a 144 issue series, and I really, really like it. I can't recommend it enough. If you're into superhero comics and you've heard of Invincible, but you've never really understood why you should check it out, feel free to ask any questions, and I feel like I might be able to get you into it. Because people have recommended it to me in the past, and I've just like not paid them any mind. But it actually is like a good. Wow, I'm steamrolling through enemies right now. But it actually is a pretty good series, not gonna lie. Kel said, "What up? What up? Nothing much, Kels. How are you doing today? Do you have any questions for your boy? And do you have any discussion topics you like to talk about on this stream?" Bacon Sugar Gamer said, "I'm doing chapter 1 of my comic, Spirit Cross Survivor. That name is actually really killer. I really like that." Okay, which god rules over the Frostbite Caverns? Um, Azuril? Yeah, hey. You're getting these trivia questions. Right now I'm playing Serial M3. Then Bacon Sugar Gamer said, no cross, just X. Oh, is it just Spirit Survivor? That's not bad. I kind of liked the cross, not gonna lie. Felt very anime. Let's see. So it's like Hunter x Hunter where it's like the X is silent. And then you said say X. Oh, you are supposed to say X. So it's Spirit X Survivor? I still kind of prefer Spirit Cross Survivor. There's something about it cuz like when people die, a lot of people like to say that like their spirit crosses over. Um so I feel like Spirit Cross Survivor is almost like saying like someone who died but they really didn't, which is kind of like a philosophical way of looking at death, as like death isn't truly the end, it's just like a new beginning. I don't know. I heard the name and I was like, damn, that just sounds really cool. But I kind of like Spirit Cross Survivor more than Spirit X Survivor, and you would still spell it the same way. Like it would still be, like you wouldn't really have to change the name. It's just like a pronunciation. Then Bacon Sugar Gamer said, "I'll accept that. I'm balling. I'm glad that you vibe." Well, I've had a crick in my neck recently. I think it comes from I like to sleep on the floor, which sleeping on the floor is fine. But when I try to use my laptop while lying down on the floor, I have no like neck support. So my head's just like this, and I feel like it's just not comfortable. I need to like stop doing that. Kel said, I'd like to challenge you to an OC battle, Jet. Nani? Dun 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 dun. Okay, sure. Um, Let me make up an OC. All I gotta do is come up with 3 sentences. So I'll do that. Give me one moment. I'm in a battle in Serial 3. Uh, let's see. Bacon Sugar Gamer said, now there are 3 ways to say the title. Ooh, you right. Then Kel said, is it okay if I choose 2 OCs that work together? Do I have to also have 2 OCs? Uh, because I feel like I would also need 2 OCs. I guess I should pull up the amino. Oh no, no. My Chromebook has been on some fuck shit recently. So sometimes when I try to open a tab, it'll be like, oh, did you want to have the tab shrink into the other tab so that you cannot interact with it again if you like enter a different tab? And it's like, no, that's not what I wanted. And then the Chromebook's like, oh, I'm sorry, I already ordered that. It's on the menu, hot and ready. You're gonna exit this tab, and it's like, ooh. um, but I'm gonna make an amino post. Kel said, you don't have to have two. If you want, it could be 2-on-1. Now, I don't know what would motivate me to be like, ooh, get that ass, uh, and accept that challenge. So I'm not. I'm just gonna make 2 guys because I have no reason to want to not make 2 guys. Okay, so now I'm on the amino. Let's see. Then Jonathan said, "Why not 3?" Yo, Jonathan, welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. How's your day today? Do you have any questions for your boy and any discussion topics you'd like to talk about on the stream? I think Kells has 2 characters ready at the moment, which is why he's specifically like, I want to do like a 2 battle thing. So let me make up 2 characters real quick. So I need to make up powers, weaknesses, and limitations, which seems fine. So I guess I also need names. So I'd probably say Black Amazon has the power to summon nightmare creatures manifested from her target's greatest fears. Black Amazon can only use her power against targets who against targets who possess a it seemed redundant to say who have like a greatest fear or who are afraid of something, because that goes without saying. If it's manifested from our target's greatest fears, if your target doesn't fear anything, there's nothing to manifest from. So I'm not going to waste a sentence on saying that. Weaknesses. I'm just going to jump right into weaknesses. Black Amazon Black Amazon can only gets her powers. Black Amazon's here's the way that you source it. You write it. The source of Black Amazon's power is her right eye. So if her right eye is damaged or removed, she cannot use her powers. Okay, cool. So Black Amazon's only 2 sentences long for her whole character. And then I'm going to create White Amazon. I don't know why I went with that color-based Amazon-inspired naming convention, but I guess that was just what was on my mind at the time. So technically, I could throw in a third sentence. I don't really know what the third sentence would be. I suppose the Black Amazon has the power to summon nightmare creatures. Um, I could also add in, like, she has the power to summon and command nightmare creatures manifested from her target's fears, and I can add in. If I add anything, it should be a limitation. Well, the limitation's built into how the power works, so it's kind of weird. Kel said the first one is Kilroy. Kilroy. Could you remind me of what Kilroy's three sentences are for superpower battles? And Bacon Sugar Gamer said, "Hey, I want to OC battle you too. Oh, feel free. Come on. I'm ready to fight anybody. Taking challenges from all around." Real quick before I work on White Amazon, and while you guys are posting in the live chat, I'm going to explore in Cerealum 3 for a little bit. What the fuck? I teleported into a boss room very unexpectedly. Kel said his stand, Mr. Roboto, allows him to control and absorb any form of metal or iron within a 20-foot radius around him. While in that 20-foot radius around the user, if anyone who's not the stand user comes in contact with metal or iron, the metal will meld with their body. Ooh, dangerous. Oh, I remember what I was going to add to Black Amazon. Black Amazon can transform any nightmare creature she has summoned into an offensive or defensive weapon of her choosing. Okay, cool. And that's going to be everything that Black Amazon does. So now White Amazon. White Amazon has the power to transform a person's has the power to transform someone's has the power to transform someone's greatest hopes into their greatest fears. See, that seems a little broken compared to the other one. It needs like a better limitation. Let's see. Big and Sugar Gamer said, OC, I'm going to use a Shuri versus whatever OC that might equal to her or beat her by only a close cause, because Shuri can overcome them. Understandable. Kel said the metal will grow on their body and eventually until the person, because basically becomes a metal statue and dies. Interesting. Bacon Sugar Gamer said Shuri can figure out some technique and weaknesses if given time to think in a fight. Understandable. I'm gonna hold the X button in this boss fight and just see if that works. Considering that I got teleported to this boss room from a pretty low level dungeon, I imagine there's like, yeah, not much of a challenge. Cool, so I already beat that boss, but that wasn't the boss that I've been traveling to beat. I'll be right with you guys. Okay. We'll make a donation to gain more divine favor. Let's see where we at. Bacon Sugar Gamer said, so who is Shuri going to fight? Can you remind us of Shuri's 3-sentence description? Shuri can fight Black Amazon if you want. Kel said the other person is H2O, and his stand is Maneater. Um, I guess I should post Black Amazon first. Who would win OC battle? Okay, so I'm going to post Black Amazon to the Amino, and then share Black Amazon's page in the chat. There we go. That should make things a little bit easier. Let's see. So now I need to create white Amazon and figure out what her power set's going to be. First, I should probably teleport to the next highest realm, unless I have some emblems to turn in. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, I don't really care about that, so I don't want to offer any emblems. I still need to create white Amazon. But Shuri-chan, if you remind me of Shuri's 3 powers, not 3 powers, but 3 sentences, then I can talk about who would win in a fight between Shuri and Black Amazon. Let's see. Bacon Sugar Gamer said Shuri can, and then Shuri said, "Can't you look at the blog to know her?" You're right. I mean, I can. I currently have the amino posted up on White Amazon's page. Could you send the link, and then I could look at the link? I'm not necessarily asking you to type it into the chat, but typing the link in the chat so I can get to it, I think would be good. That way I could look at it with the quickness. Gem of Tsunami. Let's see, what about? Oh, I might know what I want White Amazon to be able to do. Then Bacon Sugar Gamer said, okay then. Let's see. White Amazon has the power to deflect the effects of an opponent's power back at said opponent. White Amazon can only use her power if her opponent's power has or is about to directly affect her. Okay, cool. Let's see. White Amazon has the power to deflect the effects of an opponent's power back at said opponent. White Amazon can only use her power if her opponent's power has or is about to directly affect her. White Amazon lacks the... Oh, wait. I know what I was going to say. Derives her powers from her left eye. If her left eye is removed or damaged, she cannot use her powers. Okay. She's very defensive. White Amazon has the power to deflect the effects of an opponent's power back at said opponent, and to summon a diamond katana just to give her more of an offensive setup for her powers. So now she can deflect powers used against her, and she has a sword. She can only use her powers if her opponent's power has or is about to directly affect her, and that would apply to both her powers. So she can't summon a sword unless she's essentially being targeted by an opponent's powers, nor can she deflect a power unless she's being targeted by an opponent's powers. But if she already has a sword pre-summoned, then it doesn't really matter. And that's going to be what White Amazon can do. Let's see. So I'm going to post that into the live chat. White Amazon. Kel said, Maneater is a wild mutt-like creature with seemingly infinite stamina that will chase the target and kill them. While Maneater is activated, all of the people who Maneater has killed will appear out of the shadows around the target as ghost. The ghost will drag the target into the shadows and kill them to save them from Maneater, but only alerts Maneater to the target's presence. Excuse me. Interesting. So, I guess my question would be, for the fight of Black Amazon and White Amazon versus, I'm trying to remember the names of your characters. Mr. Roboto is not the guy. Kilroy is the guy's name, and H2O, yeah. And then Bacon Sugar Gamer said, hold on, working on something. No problem. So, who's going to attack first, is my question, Kels. Because I feel like that will determine a good bit. Who attacks first and who attacks who, I feel like is pretty important. That will determine the rest of the fight. Oh, I ended up in another boss room. Interesting. Kel said, where do you want the fight to be? True, that also will heavily affect how this goes down. Basic gladiator arena, like a sand pit more or less. The creature is invisible, and therefore I cannot do anything. Let's see. Gem of Nourish. Cool. Okay, and now cast the expensive Gem of Shell Burst. Huh, it didn't multicast. Oh, he just straight up dodged that attack. Okay, we got him. Bacon Sugar Gamers then posted a link. Ball. And then Bacon Sugar Gamer said, it won't let me send the link. Didn't you just send a link? Or is that not the full link? Kel's retracted his message. I'm curious what Kel said. Kel said Kilroy would go after white and H2O would go after black. Interesting. Okay. What would Kilroy try to do? Because I feel like what the Amazons would do in response would be based on what the enemy would be doing. So when you say go after, do they like charge in? And if so, like what are they doing as they charge in? Also, would they be able to perceive stands? Um, because I imagine the Amazons wouldn't be able to see stands, so they wouldn't know that like a power was being used against them. Let's see. So Shuri, her powers are strength enhancement, speed enhancement, and heart race. Heart race is a technique when she's in too much danger and she slows time to stop it depending on her fear. The more fear, the better the effect. Ooh, Shuri Bakano's heart race ability I think would be really good against Black Amazon. That actually uses one of the things that Black Amazon, like Black Amazon's power is kind of worse against Shuri specifically. The link did work, by the way. I am reading it currently. Using enhancement for a long time will cause her to either get dizzy and faint for a few seconds, or even give her much pain. She only uses enhancement for 2 minutes, or if needed, 5 minutes. Interesting. Okay, so if that's the case, then oh, I ran immediately into a fight. So if that's the case, oh, Bacon Sugar Gamer said, "Do we roleplay the battle or something?" Yeah, we can roleplay the battle. Who do you want Shuri-chan to fight? Do you want Shuri to fight White Amazon or Black Amazon? White and Black Amazon both have different powers, weaknesses, and limitations. Kel said, also, sorry I forgot to mention that Mr. Roboto isn't a humanoid stand. Mr. Roboto technically is always active and makes the user into Terminator in the sense that he's a robot under the skin. Um, does that fit within your 3 sentences, Kels? Because you only get 3 sentences. His stand is Mr. Roboto and allows him to control and absorb any form of metal or iron within a 20-foot radius. While in that 20-foot radius around the user, if anyone who's not the stand user comes in contact with metal or iron, the metal will meld with their body. The metal will grow on their body and eventually until the person because basically become a metal statue and die. That third sentence is a little jank, but I thought that those 3 sentences were Mr. Roboto's thing. Remember, we gotta keep it to 3 sentences to prevent it from being like too jank. Let's see. So Bacon Sugar Gamer said that Shuri would be going after Black. So Shuri has enhanced strength, speed, and heart race, and heart race allows her to slow down time when she's scared. Okay, and they're going up against Black Amazon. Where would you like the fight to take place, Bacon Sugar Gamer? Because that will definitely determine a lot as well. Also, let me open that link in another tab. Kel said, I'd say they wouldn't see the stands since they aren't stand users. Okay, that's understandable. Um, I guess I'm curious to see how I would even be able to defend against that. Also, you mentioned who attacks who, but you didn't really mention how. So, what exactly is um, each person doing? Like, what is H2O going to do, and what is Kilroy going to do? Other than just attack the people that they selected. Let's see. Kel said, "What's the gladiator armor made of?" Gladiator armor? I'm not sure if I accidentally said gladiator armor, but I meant to say they'd be fighting in like a gladiator pit, like it's a big sand pit, kind of like an old like Colosseum battle kind of thing. Not necessarily that they're like actual gladiators fighting, just that's the location of the battle, if that makes sense. Do, 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 do. And in regards to like what is armor made out of, um, Black Amazon and White Amazon are somewhat inspired by a story that I'm writing. And I imagine they would wear armor made out of this material called Spirit Stone. The qualities of Spirit Stone don't really matter because they don't really apply to this particular fight, anyways. Plus, I didn't include that in my 3 sentences, so it's kind of irrelevant what Spirit Stone is. Let's see. Bacon Sugar Gamer said, in a place she won't harm an environment, Shuri likes nature to be safe. So, in what place would the fight take place? It sounds like you wouldn't want to do it. Uh, well, I can't tell if you'd want it. Do you not want it to be in nature? In a place where she won't harm the environment. So, probably indoors somewhere. I still will give you the ability to choose where you want the fight to take place. Shuri-chan said, so they'll fight on a flat grassland. Okay. Um, does Shuri want to take the first move against Black Amazon? Let's see. Do, 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 do. Also, what time is it? We're still doing good. We got plenty of time. Do, 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 do. Make a donation. Regained increased favor of the gods. Gem of Giant Strength. Target gains a massive amount of attack. Unlocked at favor rank 2. Yeah. The enemy creature's effects that activate when they afflict a buff or debuff are ignored. Nice. Gem of Giant Strength. I'll probably give to my main tank. Like my strongest guy. Or should I give it to someone else to support my strongest guy? That way my strongest guy doesn't have to cast it on himself. Because that would be pretty cool. I actually have no idea how I want to go about it. I didn't realize he has so many spell slots. Gem of Giant Strength would essentially, it costs more mana than he even has. So, it's a support-based move. I guess I'll give the Summer Aspect the Gem of Giant Strength, and then they can put it on the troll during a fight. That'd be kind of cool. Let's see. Kel said Kilroy would absorb the metal around the area and make an arm blade that curves outward from the wrist. So kind of like a hook blade. I guess my question would be, what metal in the area? Because we essentially would be in like a Greek-style gladiator pit, like a sand pit. And I imagine it would probably be like in a marble coliseum type place. Unless we're in like a modern gladiator arena made of metal. Which we could be, potentially. You know, it's up to you on that. Let's see. Bacon Sugar Gamer said Black Amazon should attack Shuri first, and Shuri is confused being attacked randomly. So you want Black Amazon to make the first move. If Black Amazon's starting the fight, then Black Amazon's first move would be to use her power to create a shield out of Shuri's worst nightmare. So she would like manifest a nightmare creature based off of whatever Shuri is afraid of most, and then transform it into a shield. Like her first move would be defensive, not offensive. So what is Shuri's worst fear? Because whatever that is, that's what Black Amazon would transform into a shield. Let's see. Kel said, and Maneater would just do a slash attack. Um, hmm. So Maneater would run up and just attack White Amazon. White Amazon's power is framed in a very vague way because she's like, whenever a power is going to be used directly on her, um, or whenever a power has been used directly on her, she can redirect the attack to hit whoever used the power instead. So if Maneater attacked her, even before the attack landed, she could use her power and be like, nope, and just make Maneater attack H2O instead of attacking her. So I feel like that's what she would do in defense against the slash attack. Let's see. Bacon Sugar Gamer said, so her answer is Black is part of the Survivor clan, then Shuri is forced to fight. Because I want it to be like Black thinks she's an alien and fights her. And Bacon Sugar Gamer said her fear is water. So then Black Amazon would have created a water shield based on Shuri-chan's fear. That would be Black Amazon's first move. So what would Shuri-chan do if Black Amazon created a water shield? Like, what would be like her reaction? Kel said, since there's no metal in the area, Kilroy will attempt to come in contact with White Amazon to use his ability on the metal in her body. And then he said, Kilroy is fighting White. Oh, Kilroy is fighting White? So, if Kilroy is fighting White and Maneater is fighting Black, Black would just get hit. Like, I imagine Black would get hit by the slashes, and then Black would target one of your two fighters indiscriminately. So pick which one Black would target. Whichever one Black targets, she would then try to manifest a shield out of their greatest fear. Like create like a nightmare shield in order to try and defend herself against whatever's hitting her. Like she wouldn't be able to see Maneater hitting her, but she knows she's being hit by something and try to defend herself. So I think that would be her response to that. And then if H2O is fighting Black, well, hold on. Yeah, H2O must be fighting Black if Kilroy is fighting White. Then Kilroy would try to use his metal powers on Black. And then Black would probably just like get hit by it and have to post getting hit by it, I guess while getting hit by it, summon armor. Because if the attack is directly affecting like her body, then I think she would need to have some form of armor in order to protect herself. Otherwise, she would just get cucked. So it would be a way for her to separate herself from the enemy. So she would try and manifest armor out of whatever Kilroy's greatest fear is in order to try and protect herself. Let's see. Bacon Sugar Gamer said Shuri would end up behind her because that heart race ability. So she would like see the water shield, freak out, and then slow down time, and then race behind Black Amazon. That makes sense. That makes perfect sense. Um, so if your reaction would be to use the heart race ability, then I imagine Black Amazon would probably take a turn just being stunned and just looking around. So, while Shuri has the element of surprise, what would Shuri do? Let's see. Kel said, I'd say she would choose H2O. His greatest fear is being eaten because he says, as being eaten is the most degrading form of death. Then I imagine Black Amazon would create a shield that was like a giant mouth, essentially, with long, sharp fangs. So essentially, you just see like the teeth knitted together as the shield, but then the shield can like open its mouth and it can like chomp onto enemies. I actually am really liking this power. Uh, Once it's applied, it sounds a lot cooler than just the initial concept. So that would be the shield that Black Amazon would make to try and fend off. Oh, wait a minute. Black Amazon isn't making a shield, she's making armor. So I guess it would be armor that was made up of a bunch of mouths. Like it wouldn't just be a big mouth shield, it would be mouths all over with like teeth. And I guess if Kilroy was like grabbing onto her, above, like between Kilroy's hand and like her body, I imagine the armor would form. And then the armor would try to start like feasting on Kilroy. Because I forgot that she was making armor, not a shield. She's making a shield in the fight against Shuri, not in the fight against Kilroy. Big and Sugar Gamer said, when time is back to normal, Shuri would give Black a quick kick in the stomach. A kick in the stomach from behind? So, like, a kick that goes around Black Amazon's body and hits her in the stomach. Also, Black Amazon has a shield in the front because you were behind Black Amazon, but before you were in front of Black Amazon. So Black Amazon would be like this, and then you would be behind her. So how would you kick her in the stomach from behind with the shield in the front? The back is totally vulnerable, but I feel like if you tried to go for a stomach kick, your leg would probably hit Black Amazon's water shield. So then Black Amazon would know you were behind her, and then she'd whip back and like try to hit you in the face with the water shield. Like she'd try to like slap you with it. Let's see. Kel said Kilroy would high key die because as soon as White says, no, you, the metal would kill Kilroy since he was trying to do a kill attack. Oh, wow. Okay. So then that makes it a 2-on-1 fight um, between White Amazon, Black Amazon, and H2O. Last we left off with White Amazon. White Amazon had created a. White Amazon didn't create anything. Hold on. I'm so confused. White Amazon was getting attacked by Maneater, and then White Amazon was going to use her power to make Maneater attack H2O instead, because she can essentially redirect powers. Let's see. Kel said, how would Black and White deal with the Shadow Ghost? Oh, like the ghosts that try to pull you away and kill you? Um, so White would try to do a redirect, and Black would just try to summon. Well, Black already has armor. I guess the real question is, how would the Shadow Ghost affect Black with her armor on? Like, are the ghosts corporeal, where they can actually like touch the armor and be affected by it, or do they just ignore the armor and they just drag her anyways and they can't be harmed? Because if the ghost can't be harmed, I have no idea what Black could use against them. If the and regardless of if they can be harmed, White can just be like, no, you, because that's White's whole thing is no, you. Let's see. Bacon Sugar Gamer said, oof, back. I meant to say back. Well, if you hit Black Amazon in the back instead of in the stomach, then Black Amazon would probably. I guess it depends on how strong Shuri is. So, is Shuri using her enhanced strength when she kicks? And if so, with how much force is she kicking? Because if she just hits with like superhuman strength, like if you're like her kick is strong enough to like topple like a 2-story building, then I'd be like, oh well, Black Amazon just dies. You know what I mean? So it really depends on how hard of a hit that is to determine whether or not that would be game. Um, Bacon Sugar Gamer said Shuri would then question why is Black fighting her. Black Amazon. Hmm. It's interesting that you like asked. Black Amazon is trying to collect spirit stones and believes that Shuri Chan is going to try and stop her from collecting spirit stones. So that's why they're fighting. At least that's how Black Amazon would respond. How would Shuri react to that? Is Shuri going to try to stop her from collecting spirit stones? Kel said, then the ghost can be affected by the armor. If the ghost can be affected by the armor, I imagine the armor would like snap at the ghost and try to fend them off. They'd be like, no, like, don't touch me, kind of thing. Let's see. Bacon Sugar Gamer said she's able to kick a boulder into pieces. That's probably the equivalent of like TNT. I imagine if like dynamite blew up on Black Amazon's back, she would just die. So I'll go as far as to say, um, she's dead. Like I think Shuri Chan just actually kills her. And I think that'd be like the whole fight. Kel said H2O will attempt to fight back. Agents the ghost as much as he can. Oh, fight back against the ghost as much as he can. Because he doesn't want to risk even temporarily disabling Maneater. So, while he's trying to fight off the ghost, which no one can see, uh, I imagine Black Amazon could try and take advantage of that and race in and try and attack him with a weapon, which I guess now would be a man eating, like, huh, I guess a gun that shoots mouths. It shoots razor sharp mouths. Or maybe it shoots teeth? I'm trying to put. Ooh, I know. It could be a gun that shoots like digestive acid, like digestive fluids, and razor sharp teeth. So it's like you're getting chewed and digested at the same time. It's supposed to be the concept behind how it would work. But she would shoot those from a distance to try and get at H2O while he's trying to fight off his own ghost. Though she doesn't know he's fighting off his own ghost, she just knows he's preoccupied with something. Let's see. Bacon Sugar Gamer said, no, no non. Shuri is able to kick a that powerful, but she holds back just to get Black away. So she just knocks Black away rather than killing Black. Oh, okay. Well, if Black got knocked away, um, did you ever answer Black's question about whether or not you were gonna stop her from getting spirit stones? Because you were like, "Why are we fighting?" And then she's like, um, "I believe you're gonna try to stop me from collecting the spirit stones." Did you say yeah or nah? Because I feel like that'll change whether or not they would continue fighting. Because Shuri-chan doesn't seem like she wants to fight, and Black only wants to fight because she thinks that Shuri-chan's gonna stop her from getting the spirit stones. Bacon Sugar Gamer said, Shuri remembers that she was born with a spirit stone in her stomach, and it's just there forever. So Shuri-chan would fight in order to try and protect the spirit stone in her stomach, because I guess she's afraid that Black Amazon would gore her stomach to steal the spirit stone inside of her, which is accurate. That is what would happen. Okay, then yeah, I guess they're gonna keep fighting. So if you just knocked Black Amazon away, um, decide this for me. Does Black Amazon stumble or does Black Amazon catch herself? Because it really depends on like how hard she got hit. If she got hit hard enough just to make her walk forward but catch her balance, then she'd be able to maybe try to like whip around and attack. If she got hit so hard that she's about to like collapse to the ground, I think she would fall and be stunned momentarily at the very least. Let's see. Kel said, I think since Kilroy is dead, H2O would die too, because while Maneater is holding off Black, White can just kill him. Understandable. Wow, wow. What did you think of the fight, Kels? I actually did really enjoy doing some OC battle stuff because we've talked about it, but Matt is the one who normally does them. Let's see. Bacon Sugar Gamer said, Shuri then gets serious and then said, I don't want to fight you, but if you want to get it, come on. Then Bacon Sugar Gamer said, Shuri would have to be killed for Black to get the Spirit Stone. Then Kel said, GG, lol. GG, hashtag GG, hashtag good game, hashtag handshake. Good game. Let's see. Um, oh, but does Shuri hit Black hard enough to make Black collapse to the ground? Or does Shuri hit Black just hard enough for Black to like be pushed away but still be able to react with an attack? Kel said I really like Black's power, but not White's, because it's just no you. White's power, I agree, it's just no you. It's not really that creative. And I agree that Black's power was really cool. I honestly wasn't sure what Black's power was really going to be like. But once we started acting out the fight, I was like, oh yeah, this is like dope. I like this. So yeah, I agree with that. Black's power is pretty cool. Let's see. So right now, my creatures are like level 29. I want to get my creatures to level 31. Bacon Sugar Gamer said, so Shuri then runs up to Black to just do normal combat. I have two questions. Question number one, what does normal combat mean? And question number two, how hard did she kick? Okay, so Bacon Sugar said, not strong enough to kill Black. But was it strong enough to make her fall? Like fall to the ground to where she's like knocked prone? Bleh. Or was it just strong enough to knock her back, but she's still standing? Because if she's still standing, she's gonna like charge forward with an attack. She's like gonna be like, ah! She's probably gonna summon a water sword first and then charge forward. So, did she get knocked prone or not? So then Bacon Sugar Gamer said Black should be able to dodge. Okay, so if Black didn't get knocked prone, she's gonna summon a water sword and she's going to ute toward Shuri with the water sword. And if Shuri's gonna come in punching, I imagine Black is gonna try to like cut Shuri's arm off. But Shuri has heart race, so I imagine Shuri would be able to dodge. Kel said, I think the fight would have gone more in my guy's favor if it wasn't an open area because they work better together when they're structured to hide in slash under. That's understandable. I feel like you were put at a disadvantage when you asked me like, where do you want the fight to be? Because once I had free reign over the fight location, I was like something fairly neutral. I didn't really want to necessarily give myself an advantage, but more I just didn't want to be in an area where I knew I was immediately cut. So I felt like a Gladiator Coliseum is like pretty balanced. It's my go-to a lot of times for battles if I get to pick. But it's not ideal if you're facing against someone who has like sand manipulation or something like that. Oh, I got some deity points. Fam. Let's see. Bacon Sugar Gamer said Shuri gets scared, then just jumps behind Black with a kick in the air. So she jumps over Black and like kicks Black in like the back of the head or something? Because that seems pretty intense. Also, Black was attempting to like cut off Shuri's arm, which I imagine would be like a diagonal downward slice. So I guess you could jump over that because the slice, it wouldn't be radius, but like curvature would be like that, like the slash curve. So if the slash curve is going down and away, then I imagine Shuri. That's an impressive jump to do without getting hit, actually. Like I'm thinking about like how fast would she have to move to not get hit by the slash if she's going for a direct, like straight jump over. Uh, and tell me if it's not a straight jump over, because I have no idea. Let's see. Kel said, "What do you think of my guy's powers?" So Kilroy's powers, I felt like were very limited. He's heavily dependent on metal being in the area, which, as you mentioned, depending on where you're at, you just kind of get screwed over. And then, oh, they cast invisible on themselves. How original. Uh, don't cast shell burst. Cast nourish. Everybody in the club getting nourished. Um, let's see. And then H2O's power, Maneater. Maneater seems incredibly good against non-stand users. It's like a little too good, I would argue. Cast Gem of Giant Strength. Wow, he has 143 attack. That's crazy. She doesn't have enough mana. Well, she would have enough mana for that. Oh, well, she wouldn't for that, though. Oh, we got the double kill. Let's see. Bacon Sugar Gamer said the kick not to kill Black, just to be in the air for Shuri to think what to do. So she jumps off of Black's head to just get some time to think. That's interesting. Bacon Sugar Gamer said, hint, her weakness is also getting her tail cut, but Shuri is very careful, and then she said her tail is safe. Shuri then strains her legs for speed enhancement and waits for Black to make a move. Um, I feel like it would make a lot of sense now for oh, I got a tavern token. I think it would make a lot of sense now for Black to try and use like a carpet bomb style water grenades, or maybe water mines. That'd make a lot more sense. So what Black's gonna do, since Shuri-chan is in the air, Black's going to start summoning water mines in the area. So she's gonna surround herself with mines made of water, and she's going to do so where if Shuri lands anywhere outside of like I'm gonna say like a 9 foot range of Black, then she'll land on a water mine. So if Shuri lands within 9 feet of Black, she won't fall on a water mine. But if she lands anywhere outside of that 9 foot range, she'll hit a mine that'll explode. Because I think once Shuri went airborne, Black would be like, oh, I can take advantage of that by just forcing Shuri to make like a bad choice. If Shuri chooses to land in the mines, she'll probably get blown up with like a lot of force. It'll just be a whole bunch of like explosive water mines going off at once. And if Shuri decides not to do that, like to not land on the mines, then it's very likely that she'll just be in range of Black's sword. Because there's a reason why it's like a 9 foot range. Because Black's like, I want you to get close to me so I can use the sword. But if you don't get close to me, then you'll just blow up. She'll like try to put her in that limit. Kel said, how about I limit Maneater by making it blind, having to rely on the ghost to find where the enemy is. That's a cool idea. I like it. Cast good shell burst. Let's see. Oh, I got in another fight. You shouldn't have killed him first. Ooh, there's a gem of vampirism. That's kind of cool. Then Shuri said Shuri had no choice but to land. Land where? Did she land within the 9 feet of a sword swipe or within like the water mine area? Because she does have to land somewhere, you're right. Um, Shuri said, so then the mine exploded and Shuri is screaming because of getting wet and also letting her guard down. I imagine if Shuri chose to land in the mines, it would be like a chain reaction. Like if one mine went off, I feel like that whole area of mines would be like boom, 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 boom. And Black Amazon would probably want to try and like increase her defenses. So maybe just take the like she already has a water shield. I could see her making a water dome around herself, like a barrier, to try and protect herself from like the explosions happening in the environment. And then Shuri said, remember, she's part cat. I see. Um, how strong do you think, like, how many water mines do you think Shuri would be able to handle? If they're essentially like mini tidal waves, I think would be like a good way to imagine it. Like getting hit with a water mine would be like a wave like swooping over you, like a big wave. If you got hit with like multiple of those, if Shuri did specifically, um, do you think Shuri would be able to handle it, or do you think that would be like game? Oh, dang it. Vertag rules over eternity's end. I did not know that. Trivia questions. Oh, it's 9:03. I gotta end the stream. I didn't get to the main boss that I wanted to fight, but I did level up the crew, and they're getting closer to being able to fight the boss. But I am going to end the stream for now. I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button, favorite, comment, subscribe, and ding ding ding, ring that notification bell to be notified whenever we do these live streams. Thank you guys once again. This is your host, your friend, your boy, jetblack the one and only, logging out. And don't worry, Shuri-chan, we can hopefully continue our battle next time. Oops, I hit the wrong button. It's not that I hit the wrong button, I didn't hold the button down. Do 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 do. Catch you guys later. Peace.